Hey guys, Shadow here, and in this video we will be looking at my first and hopefully not last hammer build for Dauntless. You requested more builds for more weapons, so here I am responding. Before I start, I'm quickly mentioning that I'm not the best hammer player and this is by far the least played weapon in my arsenal. However, I tried testing the build and asking opinion from other people before making the video. There is a full link to the optimum build using perfect cells in the description, as well as the build I'm using. The reason there are differences between the two is because I do not have the cells necessary to make the perfect version of this build yet, but you might have them, so this is easy for you guys. I will include timestamps in the description for the different parts of this video. Part 1 will be gear and where to get it, Part 2 will be cells and stats to focus on, Part 3 will be consumables for the build, and Part 4 benefits of the build in team and solo hunts. Without further ado, in this build we will be using this, and this. Weapon is a Rage Hammer from Rage Tail Gnasher. Helmet is a Frost Helm from Frostback. Chest is a Frostplate from Frostback. Arms are Rage Tail Grips from Rage Tail. Legs are Rage Tail Threads from Rage Tail. Lantern in Zembar main 1, although Shrike 1 also works, the choice is yours. I'm also checking a second build out with the Frost Maul rather than the Rage Hammer, but I need Frostback to get into rotation again in order to fully test it. Also, on the footage I have used Transmog, so my gloves and legs look like Hylian ones. The behemoths you need to farm for this build are Frostback and Rage Tail in the Maelstrom, and you have to kill them a couple of times on Heroic 2, or you just need to get the infused Arcanite. For the legs and arms from Rage Tail, you can use them below level 6, since the only difference will be a 1 point bonus in Rage Hunter for offense and Bloodless for defense, which are not primary focus of this build. For the Rage Hammer, you need it to be upgraded to level 6, and this is a priority since it will give you +2 Pacifier and +2 Rage Hunter. The second behemoth you need to farm is Frostback Vanguard, in order to craft the Frost Helm and Frostplate from him. The Frost Helm is not a priority one, but the Frostplate is, since it will give you a +2 knockout stat after you upgrade it to level 6. Despite items having low and high priority, I advise you to upgrade them to maximum if possible, so that you can have the full benefit of all stats and armor ratings. The stats you will get only from the armor and weapon are the following: Pacifier +2, Rage Hunter +5, Knockout King +3, Warmth +2, Fortress +1, Tough +1, Bloodless +2. From these stats, you will want to focus to maximize to +6 the following 4 stats: Ether Attunement, Knockout King, Overpower and Pacifier. Depending on your fight and cells, you can also switch between Pacifier and Rage Hunter, having one at +5, the other at +6. Unfortunately, you cannot have all 5 stats at +6. This build will be viable after they fix the current stat bugs, and it might be even better optimized. That is the reason why I'm focusing on Pacifier, because it's a very important stat for Hammer, and the reason I prefer the Rage Hammer over the Frost Maul is because a behemoth stays in rage time longer than he does in Ether mode during a fight, which means you get to deal more damage when you stack Rage Hunter rather than Ether Hunter. The cells you will need in order to maximize the build are 1 Pacifier cell at +3, 2 Etheric Attunement cells at +3, 1 Knockout King cell at +3, 2 Overpower cells at +3, 1 Rage Hunter cell at +1. On the screen you will see which cells to put in which slots and what the final stats will look like. As you can see, you have Etheric Attunement, Knockout King, Overpower and Rage Hunter at +6, Pacifier at +5, Bloodless and Warmth at +2, and finally Fortress and Tough at +1. Depending on the fight and team you are in, I can advise you to use the following consumables: Assault Tonic, Blitz Tonic and Stamina Tonic. Assault Tonic and Stamina Tonic are the best ones for Hammer users. The 40% increase in stagger damage combined with the extra stamina regen will give you the possibility to quickly get behemoths down on the ground and have enough stamina to pummel them with charge shots, or evade if needed. Stamina Tonic is a lifesaver because most of the time you will find yourself without stamina from using charge shot. and it will give you the small boost in regen needed to evade attacks at the last moment. Blitz Tonic can be replaced with Frenzy Tonic depending on the situations. I prefer to combine Blitz with the attack speed bonus from either Embermane or Shrike Lantern and get some fast hits down to the behemoth heads and get them staggered more quickly. Again, choose your consumables according to the team you're playing with and the behemoth you're going to encounter. Nothing is set in stone, I'm just advising what I find best for myself. Finally, I find this build quite good in both solo and team play. For solo fights, you will get as much staggering as possible because of the maxed out stats, and you can get some incredible damage numbers down once behemoths enrage. You just need to be careful not to overextend and get yourself killed. I have tested the build against normal and heroic Maelstrom, and even though I'm a newbie hammer user, I was able to get quite a few kills without too much trouble. The killing times were not very fast compared to other builds and weapons I have used. This build, however, is not meant for a fast killer build, but it definitely brings fun fights to the table. When engaging in team fights, it also shines because you can compensate the lack of stagger damage from the rest of your team. You will not stagger the behemoths as much as in team fights as you are in solo ones, but it will definitely help your team to keep the monsters down on the ground a lot more often. Try to combine your build with another player who uses a Shrike Lantern and use Embermane one on yourself in order to get those incredible attack speed bonuses. Make sure to time your hits properly and not waste charges and hit the ground too often. Also, focus on the heads and legs, since that is where the stagger damage shines and you really hit the spot with your strikes. This is everything for this build, guys. If you liked the video and want to see more, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you want to discuss something regarding the build or give me advice, then leave me a comment. Share the video as you see fit, and lastly, remember to follow me on Twitch and Twitter at the links down below, as well as subscribe here on YouTube for more video game and music content.